Over the last hour, I just built out my first full-blown sales page using System.io from scratch. And as an experienced digital marketer who's used pretty much every tool out there, I've got some thoughts to share with you. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 things I love most about the platforms, Page Builder specifically, and the 3 things I think they could improve on. Oh, and by the way, here's the page that we built. Again, I built this in an hour, right? But it is something that is covering all the one-page funnel fundamentals to create a high-converting sales page. And if you'd like to get this entire sales page for free, there's a link down below. Everything's functional and tested. If you are still getting started and looking for a proper framework for building out your sales funnels, this one's a great one to go after. And it's free, probably for a limited time. I'm probably going to bundle this together into a premium product later. So click the link down in the description to plug it into your account. Full disclosure, that will also sign you up as like underneath my affiliate link, which does not pay me anything unless you become a paying member, which we will see if it's a good idea, but thank you in advance for doing that. All right, so let's cover the 3 things I love most about the page building experience inside of System.io. All right, number 1 is just how quick it was to get around, get working, and get into the editor. So here I am inside the funnel dashboard where I can see all the funnels I'm playing with. If I click into one, it loads pretty much instantly. And if I want to edit the squeeze page, for example, I click on the magic wand and I'm not speeding anything up. It literally loads that quickly. Now, I've used several platforms, WordPress ones, as well as software as a service, where you'll click on the edit button and sometimes the builder won't even load. Comment down below if you know the infamous page builder where it will never load when you try to click on the edit button. But also other ones where they will load, it'll just take a long time. And guys, time is money. I like how quick this is. But even more so than just the speed of loading the pages, once you're here and you're working, there's a lot of really nice like quality of life things that make the building process faster. Things like being able to go in and just find an opt-in block. If you just want to build a page from scratch, you can find something where, ooh, this looks good, drag it right in, and you already have something well designed ready to use. So that's really, really helpful. Another huge time suck generally is with getting all your branding correct on your page. Well, they've got you covered here as well, because let's say, for example, I want to keep this button on brand. I can click on it and come on down here to background color, and you're actually able to maintain a color palette that you can play with and change over time to make sure that all of your stuff stays properly on brand. So that's a huge benefit if you want to build a nicely branded business. And another time saver here is with pop-ups. Now, coming from the WordPress world that really wasn't designed for purely funnel building mindset, I guess, it was always like a million clicks to just get a daggum pop-up to appear when you clicked on a button. Here, I can simply come to pop-ups, click add a pop-up, and I've got a pop-up right here. I can put an image of my freebie if I want to. I can come over here and grab this guy, and I've got a pop-up. Fantastic. So how to make this pop-up appears is also very easy. You can either set it up to come in at a certain time or on exit intent, but what's very popular these days is to have it when a button is clicked. So I can just drag a button over here and I can style it, say download now, and then when the button is clicked, instead of by default it's going to take them to the next step, I can instead just show a pop-up and select it. And then when I go to preview this new page, I can simply come down here to the pop-up or to the button here and click it, and then the pop-up will appear and I can sign up and move on with life. The next thing I like about the System.io page building experience is just how easy it is to navigate the back-end user interface. So, in WordPress land, there's 30,000 different settings buttons for depending on which plugin you're using, and it can be a little bit tricky. So I do appreciate how easy it is to, when you're in a funnel, you see it as a holistic business asset. You can click around between automation rules, A/B testing. Everything's very logically laid out and kind of easy to navigate. I do appreciate that. It also has some decent settings up here where if you've connected some custom domains, you can select the custom domain for that funnel, and then all the pages inside of that funnel will automatically have that custom domain set up. Just to make sense of that, let's say I want to use the domain Unbeatable Funnels. I'll just hit save right here. And now when I go to view any one of these pages, let me bring my browser down. You'll see now it's using the Unbeatable Funnels domain. And if I click over, it's still keeping that nice domain. So that's just a nice little quality of life so that when you're building out a bunch of content, or if you're adding, let's say, 5 pages into a challenge funnel, you can be assured that you're setting up the domain once and it's good on all the pages. For full disclosure, there may be times when you want to use the same domain on multiple funnels, or in a single funnel use multiple domains. So it is a little bit inflexible. So the convenience does come at a cost. But I think overall for most people, it is the right way to go. The next thing I really like about System.io's page builder is if I go to create a step, it's got a great list of libraries depending on what you're doing. So when you're launching a page, you need to know what the intent of that page is. Are you trying to collect emails through a squeeze page? Are you trying to make sales through a sales page? Are you doing an upsell or downsell? And they have really good templates built in for each one of these purposes. So let's say, for example, I want to launch an upsell for this funnel. I'll click save. It'll immediately pull up the upsell template library. Now, unlike other tools where you can kind of see all the templates all the time, it's kind of nice, but also it's a little bit tricky because you want to make sure that the page you're selecting is actually tailor fit for that purpose. So here, you can't see all the templates in their library. You have to actually click through each one, but the templates you see are actually made just to be an upsell page. So I think this is a pretty good looking upsell page right here. I've seen some of the inspiration that System.io has gathered from other builders or other templates. So they're using the best in breed to design out their pages. So I think that's pretty cool. Even further than the built-in templates that System.io gives you, you can also build out your own template library over time and share with others using their share functionality. This is very similar to Kartra or ClickFunnels. If you've used any of those platforms as well, it's a great functionality. It should be there, and they've done a great job with it. Where if you sign up here, as an example, in the link down in the description below, you'll be able to download the exact page template design for the sales page, the thank you page, the upsell page, the downsell page, the thank you page, all from one link. And if you don't even have an account, it's totally cool. You can sign up still, and you'll be able to get a free account with all the goodies. There's links down in the description for more information about that. So you can find templates from different genres, from different people that you like, or different templates that you need for that tailor fit purpose, and you can bring them in with a click. No zipping, unzipping files, or sending things across servers, no uploading HTTPS. It's clicking a link. It could not be any simpler. All right, so what are some of the downsides? I've said a lot of good things about this because I am honestly very impressed for it being a free tool, but what are some of the downsides that you would expect there to be with a budget-friendly tool? Let's get into those now. The first downside that I have is that some of the pro-level features that I've come to expect in the tools that I use are still missing from the System.io platform. None of them are a deal breaker, but I've used the term quality of life. These are all kind of quality of life improvements that I would love to see them add over time. Some of them are, for example, this little arrow here. Well, I would want this, ideally, everything to be centered up nicely in the middle of the page. And in some builders, there's simply a tick box or an alignment box where you can say align everything to the center when you're using multiple columns in a row. But here you have to kind of, work with it here and add some top or bottom padding. Again, not a deal breaker, but it kind of just goes with the general all-in-one Achilles heel, which is that all-in-one platforms have a ton of simplicity, a ton of benefits going for them, but the big downside is that all the functionality they offer may not be best in class. So I would say that this is a very fast and easy to use page builder, but it's not going to give you all the glitz and the glamour that something like a Thrive Architect or Elementor would give you in the process. Going along with that theme, it's got most of the elements that you need, but it doesn't have all of them that you might want. So for example, I like adding icons and not having to go and download an image and bring the image in. So different things that help you build your pages faster. A lot of the needed elements are here, but there are some that I would still like to have. Things like icons and elements, the ability to have maybe animations and wiggling buttons, and some of those nice to have features are missing, but from what I've seen from the team, they are aware of it and they do have the roadmap of what they're working on. So they've got the minimum viable product for sure, and it's all just the nice little dressings that they still need to work on. The second downside is on mobile responsiveness. It has mobile responsiveness, but I would suggest it could have been done a little bit better. So they have this little button down here whenever you're working on a page where you can flip into a mobile view and see how it looks. And the only downside that I have is that it's going to require you to build the page on desktop first and then go through the entire page on mobile and just touch up things. Make sure that everything's looking quite right. You know, some of your text might be a little bit small on mobile and a little bit big on desktop, and there might be some of that work you need to do. Not a deal breaker, but it would have been nice to have. And the last downside I'll include in this video is there's no dynamic content in the builder. So what I mean by that is I'm here on a thank you page right now, and I would love to be able to say, hey, thank you for signing up, John, because I just signed up on the previous page. Some builders that are more advanced allow you to pass that data from page to page dynamically, or even, say, hey, you're buying this product because you're on this page. Some of that dynamic content that you're allowed to do in the WordPress world and other builders is not here yet. I'll also tell you, I'm not entirely sure if that stuff actually helps your conversions or if it's just something fancy that you want to do and solve a puzzle because you can. So I don't think it's really a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that System.io, for the resources that they have and like building such a big platform, I think they spent their time in an appropriate place to get the most important things done first. Alrighty guys, so those are my first takeaways of the page builder inside of System.io, the pros and the cons. As a reminder, if you want to get a free, easy to use and easy to customize template for selling digital products, click on the link in the description down below. That'll give you access to not only the template file, but also an hour-long video behind the scenes of me actually building it. So if you're just getting your hands dirty, you can see kind of how the learning process is, some of the things that you can take away to make your building process comfortable in the future. All right, I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.